Hi folks, this is Evan. I'm going to give you a really quick demo of how to set up OBS to capture your PowerPoint and still have your webcam on the screen. There's probably better ways to do this. Feel free to look online. And I won't be covering any of the basics of getting OBS set up in the first place. I think that instruction guide they shared probably is good enough for that. This assumes you already have OBS installed and that you can already record a simple video. It probably will work out of the box, but feel free to message me if you have questions there. So starting off here, I've got a blank workspace in OBS and no sources. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to add my PowerPoint as a source, which will let OBS capture it and then save that to a recording. Now for me, I'm actually not using PowerPoint directly. I'm using what's called an Amazon Workspace, which is a cloud computer that runs Windows. And so I've actually got this thing running here. This is my workspace running Windows, as you can see here. I want to capture this workspace and then PowerPoint's inside of there. So I'm going to go in OBS, click the plus sign down here in the sources. This is all the stuff you can capture. Now I'm going to go to window capture. And this will capture any window we want it to. So I'm going to click OK. By default, it's going to capture whatever it sees first. And so luckily that was the right thing here. But if you click this window option here, you can see there's other things. There's Slack that's open, Chime, etc. So I'm going to click, workspaces here. That's great. Click OK. And then you can see now I've got my workspace and PowerPoint on my screen. The thing to note here is that you can move this around as much as you want to, and you can resize it. You can see that my workspace itself, or my OBS workspace, is a lot bigger in different dimensions than my Amazon workspace. So what I typically do here is, if I'm not working in the exact same size dimensions, I'll right-click this and go to Transform, and go to Fit to Screen, or Control F. That'll just scale this thing so it fits as best as possible. Ideally you would resize your PowerPoint or something to fill up the entire dimensions of this. There's lots of options there. You could stretch it as well if you want to, but this is what I'll do for now. So that's the first part. Now you can see if I change the slides here, you can see that OBS is still capturing that. And in my recording, I'll see that as well. So that's the basic part. Now adding my webcam is pretty straightforward. Down here again, I'll click the add button and I'll go to video capture device. You can name it whatever you want to, like webcam. And then you need to select your webcam. So you may have only one device here. You may have like a Logitech webcam or a built-in webcam. For me, I'm using a thing called Cam Link. So I'll click this. And then there I am. And I'm huge. So I don't want to be huge. It's covering up all my stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just drag this. And as you can see, I can move this around. And if you're happy with this, you're basically done right now. I've now got my presentation in the background and my webcam in the foreground. Kind of picky though, my webcam is like really, really wide and it's taking up space that should go towards my presentation. So there's a nice trick here. You can trim your webcam video up. And to do that, you just hold the Alt key on your keyboard and you can then click on one of these little edges here and you can drag. And you can see the edge turns green. That means I'm trimming. So I'm clicking that edge in, this edge in, and then boom. Now webcam is a lot smaller. I don't run over my PowerPoint as bad. And again, I'll just put my PowerPoint up here. I can change to a different page and you can see there's the PowerPoint. Me. Cool. So that's it. At this point, you can stop and you've got yourself set up. And now when you save this recording, you're going to have both your video of your webcam and your presentation in the same video file. And then when people watch this, they'll see it all together. If you're really picky, you could also go through and add a border to your webcam or something. If you want to help disambiguate this or make it look a little clearer. That's pretty easy as well. I can help you out if you have questions here. But basically, I can go ahead and add an image in OBS. And you need to already have an image file available. I'll call this webcam border. I can send you one of mine. This could literally be a square you make in Photoshop or Paint or something. But I'm going to go ahead and load up an image file I already have prepared. I just picked a file on my computer. I'm going to click OK. And I'll hide my window capture temporarily so you can just see my webcam in this new border. So you can see I've got this big border here. I want to put this on my webcam. So you can see it doesn't really fit. You'll also notice that the border is in front of my webcam, which is good. I want that. If you drag and drop these around, the webcam can be in front of the border as well, which is not what you want. So I'm going to drag the webcam below the border. Higher in the list means it's higher in the Z axis. So what I'll do here is I'll drag the border to line it up with this corner here. I will drag the corner, and you can see it's preserving the aspect ratio. This is 4:3, so it's too wide. And then what I can do is I can hold the Shift key now, select this edge. So not Alt like last time. Alt is trimming. Shift is going to force resize and ignore the aspect ratio. So I'm going to drag this in, and this is just going to stretch it down. Just kind of eyeballing this right now. And there you go. Now I've got a border. And you can see it's not quite perfect. I need to Drag that edge in a little bit. There we go. Looks pretty good. And then finally, if you want to keep these two guys together, because the webcam and the border are separate right now, you can select them both in your sources view here. So webcam and webcam border. I've held shift and selected them both. I can right click and I can go to group and I can call it webcam group. And now when I drag this around, both the border and the webcam come with me. So then I'll re-enable the window capture here. I'm clicking the eyeball icon just so you can see the whole thing now. And there we go. That's it. Hope that helps.